Welcome back, my people. Today I'm going slightly off schedule because I've actually got a little schedule I'm trying to stick to in terms of content creation. But today I thought, yeah, we're gonna freestyle this one. 'Cause I've actually hit a milestone today. I've done 4 weeks on TikTok. Today will be my 4th week on TikTok, and I think I'm going into my third for YouTube. But on top of that, I've been home. I've actually been home for 4 weeks. Yesterday. So yeah, I thought, you know what? Let me just go off topic a little bit and share the experience, because I don't know, like I've said in previous videos, this is very, very new to me. You know, I'm not really. I'm an introvert. I think I've said this before. I'm an introvert. Some people might think, you're not introvert. What? I'm an introvert. I think when I used to drink, it made me seem as if I wasn't an introvert, but I am, most definitely. And getting in front of a camera and talking was probably one of the most daunting things that I could have thought to have done, you know? I remember having a conversation with my daughter, and I was trying to get out of it. I knew what I wanted to do. I knew I wanted to push the brand, but I tried my hardest to get out of talking to a camera, you know? And I remember mentioning to her that I wanted to use AI to actually be the face. I did actually mention to my partner as well that I wanted to use AI to be the face. And my daughter, I can't remember what my missus said, but my daughter was like, you can do it. Yeah, that's what people are doing right now. A lot of people are using AI. But I just know that you can't beat the human touch, man. You just can't beat the human touch. So I bit the bullet, man. I bit the bullet, and I landed on the 12th of Jan, and the 13th, I said, I'm doing it. And I look back at my first video, and it's hilarious. My first video on TikTok is actually funny. Like, my head is, if I could have just buried myself, I feel like I would have just buried myself in that video there. But yeah, it's been 4 weeks and it's felt good, man. It's felt good to be out of my comfort zone. I feel like I'm a natural for it now. You know what's mad? I actually wanted to be an actor. So it's really weird because, like I said, I feel like I'm an introvert, but I always wanted to be an actor. And it's like right now, I just feel like I'm living out that little dream right there, you know? Yeah, man, it's been an eventful 4 weeks. TikTok is, let me say this, TikTok is a lot easier than YouTube. YouTube is very difficult. I think people underestimate it, and I'm only pushing out one piece of content a day. But YouTube is very difficult. It requires a lot more, and I can only imagine that my thing must look like a mess, you know? Maybe to someone who hasn't started, who just scrolls YouTube, that my thing might look like I've got it together. But like I said, I'm only 3 weeks into this, you know? It might look half decent, but to me, because I feel like I suffer with OCD, so to me, it looks a mess. But like I've been saying on my TikToks, and I probably touched on it in one of my YouTubes at some point, that you got to embrace the mess. You have to embrace the mess. Nothing is going to be perfect in the beginning. And sometimes I have to remind myself that nothing is going to be perfect in the beginning, because I am such a perfectionist. I want things a certain way, you know? But you know, you won't move. You won't move forward if you're constantly thinking of the perfect side, the perfection side of things. You just won't go nowhere. So Yeah, man. It's YouTube is a lot harder. It's a lot more, I won't say harder, it's a lot more challenging, a lot more goes into it preparation wise. You have to remember you got thumbnails, you got descriptions, you've got titles, you've got tags. A lot goes into it, you know, the visual side of things. Like even my pal actually, he brought me he'll be devastated to know this actually. He bought me a 4K camera, webcam yesterday. And for some reason, it's just not work. I've had to go back to I've had to resort back to the old bit of tech that I was using, because for some reason I can't get it going. But yeah, YouTube just requires just that tad bit more. Because remember, you need software on your actual laptop or your PC to record. You know, TikTok, you just throw out your phone, man. Throw out your phone. If you don't like the way it looked too tough, you just throw a quick filter on it and just let it go to the people. You know, but yeah, man, the journey, it's been fun. I'm learning. I'm nowhere near where I want to be, but I guess that's what it's all about. I guess that's what the journey is about. It's about figuring it out, you know, and yeah, I will get there. I'll get there. Plenty of learning curves. I've had to throw away the overthinking, dash that in the bin, because I'll be real, if I carried on down the road of the overthinking, like I've overthought so many other things, I wouldn't be in my 3rd week of YouTube and my 4th week of TikTok. There's so much to learn, you know, and it's not even for me right now, it's not even a numbers thing. It's not a numbers thing at all. I just want to get it out there. I just want to learn on the job. I don't think there's any other way that you can learn, if I'm honest. You kind of just got to press play and just crack on, you know, and just look forward to the small wins, because they're not going to be big unless you're mad lucky and you manage to go viral, or, you know, but just look forward to the small wins and look forward to the flops, because you're going to get plenty of them. I've got videos on TikTok that got like half a dozen views, you know what I mean? But I do feel like it's got a lot to do with the algorithm and it just not pushing your content for whatever reason. Do you know what I mean? Because I feel like a lot of the time, if you remove that post and then post it again at a later date or a later time, it might do numbers. But that's one thing I'm not going to do. You know what I mean? I'm just going to post and let it do what it do. I'm not on this taking down, putting back up, taking down, putting back up. You know, because if you're going to do that, you're just going to get emotional with it. And I'm trying to leave the emotion to the side and just build. You know what I mean? There's bigger lessons down the road to learn. But yeah, that's what I wanted to touch on, man. The journey. I'm just hoping that people, I mean, I am creating a small following on TikTok. So it seems that people are resonating, and I'm thankful. I put out a thank you TikTok yesterday, actually. You know, just thanking the people, because, you know, like, you get to see, it's like a shop, innit? You know, like, you got your regulars, people that are constantly liking your posts, and, you know what I mean? You see them viewing and commenting, and yeah, it's nice. It's nice. I feel like what I intended on pushing out there, it's being heard. And that's a great feeling, man. That is a great feeling. If you've got a message, get on the platforms, because social media is free. And these algorithms, the way they're pushing out content, the way they're pushing out people's content, it's free. Have you got a business? It's free advertising, man. You know what I mean? Like, why would you not? But I do understand why people don't, because it is very daunting. Talking to a camera is very daunting. I get it. But like with a lot of my TikToks, that's the message that I'm trying to push a lot of the time through a lot of my TikToks, you know? Because let me tell you something, when you've, like for me, for instance, when you've been behind the door and life is moving in front of you, moving at pace, and all you can do is sit on your hands and you can't do anything, you begin, at that point you realize that life is not waiting for you. Life is not waiting for you to man up. Life is not waiting for you to grow up here. Life will just leave you behind. The opportunity will leave you behind. People will leave you behind. So you have to take action. I took action the next day. I come out on a Monday, Tuesday I was up and running. Because I said, I'm not being left behind no more. 20 months of my life down the drain, you may as well say, you know? The only thing that I really got out of prison was I worked for the longest time I've ever worked for in my life. And I actually enjoyed the job because I got a HGV class 2 license. So I worked for about 5 months in the role as a tipper driver. So I actually got something out of that. I did actually get something out of it, apart from the fact that, you know, my life was on hold and, you know, I was away from family, and I did actually get something out of that experience because, I mean, before I went in, I was working slightly. I was doing a little agency work, but that 5 months was the first time I've actually worked for anybody for such a long period of time, you know? So yeah, you know, I've slightly lost my trail of thought now. I can't remember what I was even saying, but yeah. We move, man. We move. What changed my mindset was seeing people move and at the pace that they were moving at. The world moves very quickly when you're behind that door, you know. It moves so fast. And I thought, if I'm going to come out, I need to start taking those opportunities. I need to move with the world. I can't come out and be at the same pace as I was when I was behind the door. So yeah, man, I just wanted to share that with you lot today. Just a quick little rant. I feel like I'm missing something. I feel like there's more that I want to say. But I think that is probably about it, man. I'm just going to continue to focus on this journey, man. You know, where I am right now, I'm at the stage where I need to start recording more. That's what I need to do. I need to record more and batch record, because at this moment in time, I'm recording every day, and it's hard work, man. It's not easy. It's not easy. And I'm saying it's not easy now, where I'm not even working yet. So yeah, if you're going to get into this thing, batch recording is something that you definitely need to have locked down. You need to find a day, 2 days out of the week where you just spend the day just recording. That is key. But yeah, you know what, guys, follow the journey, man. You know, I'm starting from scratch. I'm starting from the bottom. I'm working my way up. And I feel like at the rate that I'm going, something good will come out of this. Because I ain't about to slow down. If anything, I'm about to ramp it up, but one step at a time. I'm only 4 weeks in to the TikTok and 3 weeks in to the YouTube. Well, yes, subscribe, man. I don't really like pushing it on people, but subscribe. Join the journey. share the journey with others. You know, let's create a little community here, man, and push each other along. It's just a paper boy, man.